hlanganani. Now is the time for unity in action. Now is the time for a united front. Now is the time for team spirit. Now is the time for a rock solid bond. Now is the time for a rock solid bond.
Unity, unity, unity.
Now is the time to close the ranks. Now is the time to rebuild and defend the glorious movement.
Unity, unity.
Now is the time to close the ranks. Now is the time to rebuild and defend the glorious movement. Unity, ubunye, ubuntu, imbumba, hlanganani. Now is the time for patriotic love, patriotism, and unity. Now is the time to end divisions and factionalism.
What's up? What's up? Pagama, Pagama. Iglesia. Pagama, Pagama. Iglesia. Pagama, Pagama.
Now is the time to embrace values of struggle icons, legends, scholars, founders of the movement. John Langalibale, Chief Albert Lutubi, Dixon Raseme, Solana, Sifako Mahato, Dr. Moroka, Dr. Toma, Dr. Yusuf Datu, Dr. Beasinoti, Ram Fisher, Joe Sulofo, Chris Hani, Oliver Tambo, Nelson Mandela. The list is endless. Unity, Obunye, Ubuntu, Imbumba, Hlanganani, Makabane, Hlanganani. Cyril Ramaphosa, David Mabuza, Ace Mahashula, Jesse Duarte, Fede Montashe, Paul Mashatini. An injury to one is an injury to all. Once a comrade, always a comrade. Once a combatant, always a combatant. Aluta, comrade. Aluta, continua. Aluta, continua. Unity, ubunye, ubuntu, imbumba, hlanganani, makabane, hlanganani, hlanganani, hlanganani. Now is the time for unity in action. Now is the time for a united front. Now is the time for team spirit. Now is the time for
Amandla! Amandla! Viva ANC, viva! Viva ANC, viva! Viva COSATU, viva! Viva SACP, viva! Viva Sanko, viva! Forward, Eastern Cape, forward! Forward, Eastern Cape, forward. Long live the spirit of Nelson Mandela, long live. Long live the spirit of Nelson Mandela, long live. Long live the spirit of Albertina Sisulu, long live. Long live the spirit of Walter Sisulu, long live. Long live the spirit of Gavin Mbeki, long live. Long live the spirit of Chris Hani, long live. Amandla. Dumela. Molweni. Abisheni. Dimacheroni. Lochani. Program Director, President Jacob Zuma, and President Uhuru Kenyatta of the Republic of Kenya. Maqabane masibambe kuleyo ndawo. Apha is celebration ye 106 years ye African National Congress. It's a day of happiness. It's a day of rejoicing. It's not a day yokuyenza ezinye izinto ezingaseceleni. Masibambaneni maqabane. Sihloniphaneni. Deputy President of the ANC, Comrade DD Unity Mabuza. The national officials of the African National Congress, the National Executive Committee of the ANC, the Provincial Executive Committee members of the Eastern Cape, and indeed, Provincial Executive Committee members of all our PECs of the African National Congress throughout the country, members of the National Cabinet, ministers and deputy ministers, members of parliament and provincial legislatures, premiers and mayors of our metros and various municipalities, kings and queens and traditional leaders of our people throughout the country and especially here in the Eastern Cape, religious leaders, leaders of the Alliance, community leaders, business leaders, leaders of our sister parties from Africa, as well as other countries, and we've got leaders of the National Indian Congress from India, ambassadors, high commissioners, civil servants, comrades, fellow South Africans. I greet you all in the name of the glorious movement of our people, the African National Congress. I wish to welcome you to this birthday celebration of the ANC. And comrades, as you can see, this year we started our celebrations on time. We did not delay in starting our celebrations. And this is a clear signal that izinto ziyashintsha futhi zishintshile. The National Executive Committee at its first meeting also started on time, right on the dot. Nelson Mandela would have been very pleased to see that in starting our things on time, we respect each other, we respect our movement, and we respect our people. From now on, we want a new culture to spread around our movement and our country. When we say we will start a meeting at a particular time, that meeting must start without fail. That is what the ANC should be showing as an example going forward. Today, we especially welcome President Uhuru Kenyatta and his delegation from the Jubilee Party. They are here to extend fraternal greetings to us, but also to extend fraternal relations between the people of South Africa and the people of Kenya. And this for us is important, as Kenya and the people of Kenya are an important partner to ourselves as South Africans and as South Africa. And we hope that with this visit, we will continue to deepen the relationship and strengthen the bonds between our two parties and the peoples of Kenya and South Africa. President Kenyatta, we are humbled by your presence here, Honorable President, and we thank you for being here. President Zuma, you know that the national chairperson always tries to make fun of people that he works with. Now, I've known him for 36 years, and he's always trying to make fun of me. And he has been telling people, as you heard him say, that we are here in Buffalo City, near the Buffalo River. And we are also here in the Buffalo Stadium, and you are going to be addressed by the Buffalo himself. Now, he also adds, he says, President, kwangathi bonke labantu sekungama Buffalo soldier ke ngoku. The African National Congress is turning 106 years this year. We celebrate this great occasion here in the Eastern Cape, the home of the legends of our movement. The Eastern Cape is indeed the home of legends because it gave birth and nurtured the giants of our movement, like Utatu Nelson Mandela, Oliver Reginald Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Gavin Mbeki, Albertina Sisulu, Winnie Mandela, Chris Hani, Raymond Mhlaba, Vuyisile Mini, the Craddock Four, W.B. Khubusana, A.B. Kuma, Henry Fazi, and many others. So here, you will hear the ground moving. You will hear the ground shaking. And when you hear that, you will know that you are in the home of the legends, the giants of our movement. We're therefore pleased to be here. As the newly elected leadership of the ANC, leading to this day, we have been visiting and laying wreaths at the graves of our forebears, starting first laying a wreath at O.R. Tambo's grave in Boksburg. Thereafter, we went to lay a wreath at the grave of the first president of the ANC, John Langalibalele Dube, and former presidents Chief Albert Luthuli, Josiah Gumede, We also came here to lay a wreath at the grave of President A.B. Xuma, and we also went to lay a wreath at the grave of W.B. Khubusana. Besishukumisa amathambo einkonkeli zethu njengoba kuthiwa encwadini kaEzekiel 37 kuverse 4 wathi phezu kwalo mathambo uthi kuwo mathambo ndini liveni izwi likaYehova litsho inkosi uYehova kula mathambo ukuthi ndingenisa umoya kuni niyakuvuka ningamathambo. Besiye kulawo mangcwaba ngoba besifuna ukushukumisa lawo mathambo ukuthi umoya kakongolose uphume kulawo mathambo ungene apha kithi. Nangoku siyawubona umoya kakongolose ukhona la phakathi kwenu. Siyawuva loyo moya, siwuva kule stadium nekwesinye stadium nekwesinye stadium nasemakhaya niyawuva lo moya walawo mathambo enkonkeli zethu. We shook their bones and sought their blessing as we take the ANC into an era of unity, an era of renewal, an era of service to the people of our country. We take this opportunity to reaffirm the ANC's commitment to the values and the principles to which so many of our legends dedicated their lives. Our organization belongs to you, the people of South Africa. The ANC is the parliament of the people of South Africa. And it is our duty as members of the ANC to safeguard and nurture this heritage that we were given by our forebears. The core ideal is the reason for the ANC's existence is the creation of a united, non-racial, non-sexist, democratic, prosperous, and equitable society in our country. As its newly elected leadership, we commit ourselves to you that we shall remain faithful and diligent custodians of this glorious vision and heritage of our people. This year we mark the anniversary of several milestones in the history of our struggle for democracy. It is 210 years since the 1808 rebellion of slaves in the Cape seeking a free state and freedom for all slaves. It is 105 years since the 1913 Land Act, whose effects continue to be felt till today. It is 100 years since the formation of the Bantu Women's League, a forerunner of the ANC Women's League and the first organization in the country to take up the struggle of women. Malibongwe! Malibongwe! It is 75 years since the adoption of the African Claims in South Africa, a document which set out the demands of black South Africans for equal rights and self-determination. It is 55 years since the establishment of the Organization of African Unity, which was formed to bring about independence from colonialism and promote unity and solidarity on the African continent. It is 45 years since the Durban strikes, which signaled the start of a new era in the struggles of black working class in the broader struggle against apartheid. This year, we also mark 25 years of the assassination of our idol and icon, Comrade Chris Hani. The ANC, comrades, has produced many great sons and daughters who lived lives of extraordinary activism in service to the people of South Africa. This year, we celebrate the 100th anniversary of the birth of one of the greatest sons of our country and greatest leaders this country, this continent, and the world has ever seen. Isitwalandwe Siaparangwe Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. We shall celebrate his centenary not only as the people of South Africa, but also as the continent and as the broader global community. Nelson Mandela's life will be remembered. It will also be celebrated in Addis Ababa at the headquarters of our African Union, in various countries and in various continents in the world, in Europe, South and North America, in Asia, Australia. We shall pay tribute to the contribution that Nelson Mandela made over the course of his 95 years to the struggle for freedom and the cause of humanity. We shall make it a point that we draw lessons and inspiration from his life as we confront the challenge of the present moment. We shall use this historic occasion to unite, to rebuild, and to renew his movement, the movement that he dedicated his life, and intensify our work to build the free and equitable society for which he suffered so much for and for which he fought a gallant battle. This year, we shall intensify our efforts to realize Madiba's vision of a united South Africa in which all live in peace with equal rights and opportunities. Re tla isa pele mosebetsi wa go aga South Africa entle e tla netefatsang ditakatso tsa batho ba rona. Re tla etsa matsapa kaofela gore re fetse tlala, re fetse go tlhopega. We shall renew our focus on building a non-racial society in which black poverty and white privilege are consigned to the past, replaced by the respect, solidarity, and non-racial equality. We shall place at the top of our agenda Madiba's vision of a non-sexist society in which the oppression and exploitation of women, whether in the workplace, in communities, or in the home, is eradicated. We will work to ensure we achieve comprehensive development of women in all spheres of life so as to ensure that there is equality between men and women in our country. We shall work to rekindle Madiba's vision of a democratic society in which all citizens have equal opportunity to determine their own destiny. In 2018, as the African National Congress, we shall work to restore the confidence of the South African people in a shared vision for radical socio-economic transformation. We shall confront together the lack of broad-based economic participation and social marginalization of millions of poor and landless people in our country. This we shall do, proceeding from the understanding that an equitable society is in the interest of all South Africans, whether their race, whatever their race, gender, or social status. This year, we will also celebrate the centenary birth of Umamu Albertina Nontsikelelo Sisulu, a stalwart of our struggle who is remembered for her strength, her compassion, and tireless commitment to the people of this country. Long live Albertina Sisulu, long live. Long live Mamu Albertina Sisulu, long live. As a prominent leader of the ANC, as a prominent leader of the ANC Women's League, the Federation of South African Women, and the United Democratic Front, Umamu Sisulu represented the epitome of selfless service to the people of our country, and we will remember her fondly for the dedication that she demonstrated to all our people. Hi lembeleri, hi taba hi hleketa ba mani ba hina, mani Sisulu, na mitiro ya bona ya ku lwela malunghelo a hina hi ri vanhu va ntima va la Afrika-Dzonga. Hi tava hi va hleketa kahle. We will also use this year to remember her life and her outstanding contribution to the cause of freedom and democracy. Yesterday, I had occasion, together with Comrades Kasa and Comrade Malusi Gigaba, and our provincial chairperson, Comrade Oscar Mabuyan, to visit Umamu Fazi here in Duncan Village. Umamu Fazi is a mother of 4 children. Her 3 sons all joined Umkhonto Wesizwe. Her 3 sons died in the service of our people. There are not many mothers in our country who have made a sacrifice as huge and as heavy as Umamu Fazi here in Duncan Village. Mamu Fazi, as you are watching this delivery of January 8th, we say to you, we thank you. Siyabulela mama, ukuthi uzele abantwana, amadodana, aye aznikela kumzabalazo wethu, ukuthi size sikhululeke. Siyabulela mama, we will honor you, we will respect you, and we will always remember you. And we also remember your late husband, Ugutu Babu Fazi. Naye, he had dedicated his life to the service of our people, including serving imprisonment in the apartheid jails of our country. We thank you, Mamfazi. We will continue to walk this road with you. Even as you are 92 years old, we will walk with you. Siyabulela mama. At the center of our efforts this year is the issue of unity. It is the issue of unity of how we can unite our movement. It is also the issue of fundamental renewal and revitalization of the African National Congress. By your presence here, comrades, in your thousands and thousands, you are actually saying you want the African National Congress, imanyane, African National Congress, ibe intwenye. You are also saying you want inkokheli ze-ANC zimanyane zibe into eyodwa. Ngokuba kwenu apha niyatsho futhi nithi ibuyile le ya ANC yenu, le ANC eniyithandayo, le ANC eyasebenzela umphakathi. The ANC's 54th National Conference, which met in Johannesburg last month, recognized that the movement has become deeply divided through factionalism, through patronage, through corruption, and through competition for resources. The leaders of your movement were continuously in conflict. Belwa ngokwabo, singazi ukuthi balwela ntoni na. Kodwa ilobu nzima esaya nabo phaya econferenceni eNazareth. Rowana uri, kanji arifani rimirado ya ANC. Arifani futhi ribaranga phanda ba ANC. Kaheli dzangano la rushaka rwashu. Rowana uri rizula richilwa, rizi gwada, risapani. Hodzula huna kakati, apa noni ka dzangano lashu la ANC. Vamwe vashu vachiita zvitu zobvaundira. Hezi risapani, hezi richiita zvitu zobvaundirani. Rawana uri hoto jena kakati isaferi hapa noni ka dzangano la rushaka lwa ANC. Vamwe vashu richishumira thungo, richiita zvitu zobvaundirani, richiita zvitu zautswa masheleni ane afanira uri ashumire rushaka. Ndi hezwi zvire rava richikozviita dhuva nadhuva, hodzula husapfanwi huna kakati hapa noni ka ANC. Structures of the movement, we found that they had been weakened, and the confidence of the people of our country had actually been eroded. We found that this had led to a social distance between the elected leaders and the electorate, and had damaged the bond between the ANC and the masses of our people. Now, having realized all this, the delegates that you sent to conference, the almost 5,000 delegates that you sent to Johannesburg at Nazareth, decided that the ANC, your ANC, should embark with immediate effect on a far-reaching program of organization rebuilding. It must immediately embark on a process of engendering unity. And it should not be unity for unity's sake, but it must be unity in action. It must be the unity that all and sundry will look at and say, yes, the ANC has become united. The conference also decided that we want to embark on a program of renewal. We must renew our organization, and we must begin to do things differently. Ukuthi izinto ngempela zishintshe apha kwa African National Congress. Sisebenze ngendlela ezawuqhuba umsebenzi wabantu bakuthi siyise impilo zabo phambili. The conference also decided that we should make the African National Congress a more effective instrument of social and economic change, and to bring about change in the lives of our people. Conference also decided that divisions amongst us must come to an end, and that those divisions must end now and not later. The squabbles that have been prevalent in our movement, conference decided should also come to an end. Conference also decided that unity should be our overriding strategic objective. Le komfa inikete ligunya lelicacile kubuholi lobusha kutse buhlanganise lombutho we-ANC nesive sonke seningizimu Afrika kuloko okukhulunywe amalungu e-African National Congress eNasrec. This will also improve extensive engagement with our alliance. Conference also said we must strengthen the alliance because this is still an alliance that is still fit for the fight. It is an alliance that must be strengthened in all ways. And this alliance must also work with the mass democratic movement and with organized civil society. We will reach out to all sectors where our people are organized and engage also the veterans of our movement to ensure that our veterans, and there are many of them throughout the country, that they must play a meaningful role in rebuilding the African National Congress and restoring our movement to its values. Conference delegates gave the new leadership a clear mandate to unite the movement, the alliance, and indeed all our people. We find ourselves, comrades, at a critical time in the history of our country, in the life of the African National Congress, and in the course of the National Democratic Revolution. Together with our alliance partners and with the support of broader society, we have, over the last 24 years, qualitatively advanced the National Democratic Revolution. We have made significant progress in forging a unitary democratic state founded on a constitution with guarantees, which guarantees equal rights for all. We have established enduring democratic institutions that are able to champion the will of our people. We have directed public resources towards tackling poverty. We have built houses for the poor in our country. We have provided electricity and water to millions of households in our country, and we have made efforts in redistributing land. We have also improved education and health. We are the only country on the African continent which has an extensive social program that touches the lives of more than 17 million people. This is the work that has been done by your African National Congress. In 1994, we inherited a dysfunctional economy that has been in decline for many years. Ngo-1994, uma singena kuhulumeni, umnotho weNingizimu Afrika wawunciphile, wawuncipha every year. Siyesa kuphula umnotho welelizwe waba ngcono wakhuphukela phezulu. Siberege ngokuzikhandla iminyaka edlulile ngokuthuthukisa amaphilo wabantu bekuthi lokhu sikwenze ngokuberegisana nabantu bekuthi ngenkandlo yabo. Lo msebenzi siwenze sisonke. For much of the first 2 decades of democracy, the ANC-led government managed to ensure sustained economic growth, macroeconomic stability, as well as prudent management of the public resources of our country while pursuing redistribution policies. While the ANC has made significant strides in meeting the basic needs of the poor in our country, the legacy of colonialism and apartheid still remains deeply entrenched in our society. We therefore require a program of fundamental change, a program of fundamental, radical socio-economic transformation that will ensure, in the words of President Mandela, that political freedom goes side by side with freedom from hunger, want, and suffering. Guided by the National Development Plan, we are going to restore our focus on building an economy in which all South Africans can flourish, an economy which benefits the people of our country as a whole, rather than just to benefit a few privileged individuals and families in our country. We want an economy that will benefit all of us and whose economic spread will be felt and seen and touched by all. We seek an open, dynamic economy that has opportunities for all, especially young people and women in our country, an economy that pursues higher productivity, creates jobs, pays better wages, and improves the quality of life of all our citizens. Our vision is an economy that encourages and welcomes investment. We must not have an economy that discourages and chases away investors from investing in South Africa. As we stand here, we say South Africa is open for investment, and we invite all investors from all over the world to come to South Africa to invest in our country so that we can grow our economy, so that we can create jobs, so that we can end poverty, so that we can reduce inequality and increase the number of people who are involved, are employed. We must have an economy that offers policy certainty and addresses barriers that inhibit investment, growth, as well as social inclusion. Our commitment is to build strong partnerships in which efficient and accountable government agencies, responsible citizens and businesses, trade unions, and civil society work together for the common good of all the people of our country. Fundamentally, we are determined to build an economy that reverses apartheid injustices and corrects continuing patterns of deprivation and inequality. Guided by the decisions of our conference, the ANC aims to forge a social pact between government, labor, business, and communities urgently to reignite economic growth and accelerate the process of transformation. Each of the social partners needs to make specific commitments on the contribution that they will make to promote far greater levels of investment, growth, and job creation. Rido toda mirado yote, uri, hezi richishuma nayo, isumbeze uri, mirado heino ni yote, nizifio zine, mirado heino ni ado jenisa chanda, na mirenje, kamishumo, inera fanlo riite, uri economy ya shangolashu, iye panda. While this social pact will be wide-ranging, it will need to focus, in particular, on youth unemployment. We have far too many young people in our country who are unemployed. And critical to the expansion of access to economic opportunities is the implementation of the decision to have free higher education to students from poor and working class families in our country. Sithi, le free education ebekati sifuna ifikile ilapha manje. And we are going to make sure ukuthi leyo mndeni ehola imali engaphansi ku 350,000 kube bona who will be the first in line to benefit from this project of free education, which project will be implemented on a gradual basis. As we find money, as we mobilize resources, as we accumulate more and more money, we are going to realize this historic objective. This historic decision, which vindicates many decades of struggle for free education for the poor, will be implemented in a phased approach to ensure sustainability of our government's finances. South Africa needs to pursue a multifaceted growth strategy. Into yona ebalulekile ukuthi we are also going to make all efforts to ensure that we create jobs for the young people in our country. Already this year, we are going to be finalizing all the arrangements to create up to 1 million job opportunities for the young people of our country and will be implemented on a 3-year cycle. This we do because of our deep commitment to the young people of our country who are the future of this country. South Africa needs to pursue this multifaceted growth strategy. Among the efforts to promote job creation on a far larger scale, we need to revitalize our manufacturing base, our manufacturing sector, by stimulating demand for local goods and reducing domestic manufacturing costs. Our industrialization strategy will focus on sectors with the greatest potential for growth, where we can make most effective use of our natural resources in areas such as tourism, agriculture, and mining. And as it turns out, our discussions between President Kenyatta and President Zuma and myself as president of the ANC have revolved around on how South Africa can cooperate with Kenya in ensuring that we share best practice, we share knowledge, but also that we begin the investment process where we as South Africans will invest in Kenya and the Kenyans will come and also invest here in South Africa. So President Kenyatta's visit here is a clear indication that both countries are determined to grow their economies, because South Africa's economy cannot succeed if Kenya's economy fails. And Kenya's economy cannot succeed fully if South Africa's economy fails. So our partnership is now going to take off in these areas where we are going to cooperate with each other. The concentration of ownership of our economy in the hands of a wide minority constrains sustainable growth and transformation. We will work to change the ownership structure and patterns of our economy through, among other things, ensuring access to and ownership of financial institutions by black people, by young people, and by women in our country. We have agreed to expand the mandate of the competition authorities. These institutions will have the responsibility and the means to reduce monopoly control of our economy and increase competition, so that we open up our economy, we enable our economy to have new entrants, to have black people coming into our economy as owners, as operators, as managers, as controllers. This is something that we are committed to, and this very year we are going to make sure that we begin the process of realizing this objective. Ifikile lento ekakade sithetha ngayo izawenzeka. Bayathanda noma bathandi izawenzeka. State procurement and the award of concessions. Sithetha nge-state procurement ngoba uhulumeni wethu at both national, at provincial, and at local government level procures many goods and services. And we are saying we are going to use the procurement process as a tool, as an enabling tool to empower our people, to make sure that our people are properly empowered. Kanti lapha ndizawuthi ukuthi the procurement process is not meant for abo abafuna ukweba imali kahulumeni. The procurement process is not meant for amasela azafuna ukweba imali. The procurement process, it is meant for those who are honest operators, those who are honest business people who will procure, from whom we will procure goods and services so that we can provide better services to our people. Leya nto yakudala yokuthi umuntu uzawuthi mayefumane itenda angawenzi lo msebenzi waleyo tenda nikwe yona izawuphela ngoku ngoba sifuna ukuthi yonke into iyenzwe ngendlela eqondileyo. And siyinkokheli sizawuhamba yonke indawo, sizawungena nakuma department, sizawungena nakuma province, sizawungena nakomasipala siyobona ukuthi lento iyayenzwa na. Comrades, this renewed African National Congress is prepared and determined to make sure that our people are the ones who benefit from every procurement process that our government will be dishing out. Through targeted investment, through improved infrastructure, and the creation of a conducive regulatory environment, more township and rural areas can become sites of manufacturing and the expansion of the services industry. Sifuna ukuthi we want re batla hore makeishene ya rona mo batho ba rona ba dulang teng e ska ba re sheba makeishene ao ka re ke di hostel fela mo robalang teng batho. We want our townships to be nodes and centers of economic activity. We want our rural areas also to be nodes of economic activity where agricultural production will be at a high level. We are pleased that agreement has been reached on the national minimum wage, which will be implemented on the 1st of May in 2018. And on the 1st of May, we want all our people, all workers, to come here, to come and celebrate May Day, so that when we launch the national minimum wage, our working class people, our working people must also be here. While the starting minimum wage is not a living wage, it will immediately improve the lives of as many as 6.6 million low-paid workers and establish a platform for further measures to reduce income inequality. We applaud all social partners for having reached this historic agreement, but we especially salute, in particular, our ally, ICOSATU, which has struggled relentlessly for the realization of the demand of the Freedom Charter in enabling us to reach an agreement on the national minimum wage. Masiqhobeleni izandla ICOSATU sibulele kule msebenzi omhle eyawenza. The ANC once more reaffirms the role and mandate and independence of our Reserve Bank. Our conference resolved that we should call on government to develop proposals in line with international practice to ensure that full ownership of the bank, of the Reserve Bank, does take place. The conference decided ukuthi le bank yethu Reserve Bank mayibuyele ezandleni zomphakathi zesizwe zabantu balapha eMzantsi Afrika. The 54th conference decided that the historic injustice of land dispossession needs to be addressed with greater urgency. There was overwhelming support at the conference that the ANC must pursue the expropriation of land without compensation. This will be done, comrades, in a manner that does not impede but promotes economic development. It will be done in a manner that does not impede but advances agricultural production and also takes forward our food security process and initiatives. We will undertake an agricultural revolution to promote industrialization, to create employment, and to transform our economy. If there is one sector which was recognized by the National Development Plan as a growth sector, it is agriculture. And we believe that it is important that our agriculture in South Africa must be taken to a higher level. We must transform the rural areas in our country and make sure that we extend agricultural activity with the support of our government through extension officers, through various subsidies, through various assistance programs. By modernizing agricultural production, and developing skills in this area, we will improve food security and develop agro-processing, increase the manufacture of agricultural inputs, and increase exports. And this is another area where we have a lot to learn from a country like Kenya. Kenya has been able to develop its agricultural sector, and we can learn a lot from what the Kenyans have done. And that is why we applauded the presence of President Kenyatta here, because with him and his delegation here, we believe that we can learn a lot and begin the process of increasing our agricultural production. We will also need to address the challenge of land in the urban areas. Re tshwanetse hore re lebelle mathata a batho ba rona ba kopanang le ona ha ba batla lefatshe la go aga dintlo. Right now, in our urban areas, there is a shortage of land, and our government owns a lot of land through various departments, through various municipalities, and we say we want that land to be released so that our people should have places to build their homes, to build their houses. We need to act with urgency and purpose to restore our state-owned enterprises so that they become drivers of economic growth and development. Several of our state-owned enterprises are in financial distress, and they've experienced serious governance lapses, and they are not in a position to effectively deliver on their mandate. These challenges have been exacerbated by state capture, through which billions of rands have been illegally diverted to individuals. Corruption in state-owned enterprises and other public institutions have undermined our government's programs to address poverty and unemployment, and they have weakened those institutions. We want those state-owned enterprises, enterprises such as Eskom, such as PRASA, such as Transnet, to be state-owned enterprises that we can all be proud of. The ANC, therefore, welcomes the announcement by President Jacob Zuma on the establishment of a commission of inquiry in line with the Public Protector's report on state capture. Siyamncoma uPresident wethu ukuthi ayenze le commission, iyona le commission which will take us to the bottom of what has been happening, and we say thank you that this commission is to be appointed. Corruption and collusion and other criminal activity in the private sector must be fought with equal diligence and determination. Rere, bonokwane bona ba go utswa ditšhelete a se ntho e tsagalang fela mo mmusong wa rona, le mo di-companying tsena tsa private sector ba ntse ba utswa ditšhelete, ba ntse ba ntsha ditšhelete ba di isa mose kwana. Re re ntho eo ya go utswa ditšhelete a e fele, bao ba utswang ditšhelete a ba tshwarwe le bona, ba kwallwe ba ye tšhankaneng ka gobane ba utswa ditšhelete tsa setšhaba. So even in the private sector, we say corruption must come to an end. And in the private sector, they decorate it. They call it collusion. They call it financial irregularities. They call it corrections and all those things. It is the same thing. It is corruption, and we want all that to come to an end as well. Strong and efficient law enforcement agencies are critical to the fight against corruption and crime generally, and to the restoration of integrity and legitimacy of the state. The country's intelligence services, the police and prosecutorial authorities should be strengthened. They should be fortified. We should never, even for a moment, be in doubt about all these agencies' ability to serve the people of our country without any fear, favor, and prejudice. We should always have confidence in our intelligence services, always have confidence in our police, always have confidence in our prosecutorial authorities, but they must act without favor. They must act without prejudice. They must act to advance the interests of our people and not the interests of some few individuals in our country. They should continue to be at the forefront of the fight against corruption and state capture and work with communities to deal decisively with acts of criminality that threatens to tear our communities apart. We must make sure that our police act to defend and protect our communities so that criminals must never, ever get an upper hand against our communities. We will continue to intensify efforts to improve the health of our people. We need to take decisive steps to bring an end to the AIDS pandemic in our country through systematically implementing the 1990 strategy, which will entail, among other things, the addition of 2 million more people to our antiretroviral treatment program. We want a healthy nation. We want South Africans who are healthy, who have a healthy lifestyle. We want South Africans to be active, to get on the road, to walk, to jog, to run, to become fit and healthy. Let us all take up a healthy lifestyle so that our health budget is not under stress because people contract preventable diseases. The 54th National Conference resolved on a range of measures to build social cohesion and forge a common national identity. One of the most important tasks of ANC cadres is to be effective leaders of change and be integrally involved in community dialogue and forums. Every ANC member must fight the demon of racialism, must guard against narrow ethnic nationalism and other backward tendencies such as tribalism and xenophobia. As a country, we must condemn all acts of racism and work together to end all racist practices. South Africa has made tremendous strides in the emancipation of women, but much more needs to be done. We must confront the seeming resurgence of patriarchy and backward attitudes towards the role of women in society. Gender-based violence and violence against vulnerable groups such as children, the elderly, people with disabilities, and members of the LGBTQI community is a scourge that needs to be eradicated. Recently, we have heard that up to 8 people of the LGBTQI community were recently killed. That must come to an end, and it must come to an end now. Our membership of the BRICS group of countries is an important tool to enhance multilateralism, and we must leverage our 2018 chairpersonship of BRICS to advance to the advancement of South Africa's as well as Africa's interests and the promotion of a more equitable order. By being members of BRICS, we have added on another strength to what we have to do at both an international level as well as at an economic level. In giving practical expression to the resolution of the conference and inspired by the life and contribution and vision of Nelson Mandela, the following priority tasks for the movement have been identified for 2018. We undertake as the first task of our movement a deliberate program of organizational renewal that decisively addresses problems of division within our ranks and dysfunction within our ranks. ANC igqibe ngokuthi kube nemvuselelo nomanyano kuwo wonke lonyaka apha ku-African National Congress. That is our whole year task. We must engage in the task of uniting our movement right at branch level, at zonal level, at sub-regional level, at regional level, at provincial level and national level. We must actively all be involved in a process of uniting our movement. In fact, I would say, if there is anyone amongst us who participates in acts of disunity, we must immediately take them on and ask them a question. Uguti, comrade, why are you doing things that will divide the African National Congress? If any one of us says anything that is divisive at branch level, regional level, national level, and provincial level, we must have the authority to immediately ask them and say, why are you dividing this glorious movement of Nelson Mandela and Albertina Sisulu? We, as the top 6 officials, have given ourselves the task that we are going, as each one of us, we are going to be uniting the African National Congress, and we are going to do so in action. We have also said we will desist from doing anything that will divide the ANC. We have also said if any leader in the ANC does or says anything that divides this great movement, we will call them to Luthuli House and say, why are you dividing the African National Congress? We will bring them to Luthuli House and say, please explain to us, why are you doing this? It does not matter who it is, whether it is a member of the National Executive Committee, whether it is a member of the Provincial Executive Committee, we will call them. Nami ngokwami njengo-president, ndizawubabiza ndithi woza, come and explain ukuthi why in the year of unity and renewal are you dividing the African National Congress? And we say this because we were given a clear mandate by our people. We were given a clear mandate by you, the members of our movement, by the delegates that you sent to the conference. And you said that we want a united ANC. In fact, you started off by saying, Nina nonke as leaders, You may well want certain leaders who you prefer to work with you. Tina as amalungwe ANC, we are telling you who you are going to work with. Baqale ngami mqobo lwami bathi wena siyakuxelela ukuthi who are you going to work with? Basinika in top 6 which unites our movement, which comes from different approaches. And it is this top 6, this National Executive Committee, that is going to forge unity in our movement as we go forward. And we are going, therefore, to take concrete steps to empower the members of the ANC, and political education and various other programs must be used to revive ANC branches in practical terms. These need to be guided to guide the priorities and the programs of the movement, informed by the needs and concerns of the communities in which our people are located. This year, we need to take demonstrable steps to rid our movement of this bad habit that has crept in, gatekeeping. We must end gatekeeping. We must also end vote buying. That must come to an end, as well as undue interference with our conventional processes, because that in itself strips ANC members of their rights, their responsibilities, and influence. We must work to restore the integrity and credibility of the African National Congress. That is the task that awaits us. We need cadres who are committed to serve no other interests than the interests of the people of our country, who seek no advantage for themselves or their families from the positions that they occupy, and who safeguard the public's resources. We shall undertake measures to bring the ANC closer to the people, building our branches as vibrant, dynamic units that take up the most pressing social and economic challenges in our communities. Our branches need to attract the most active. They need to attract the brightest, the most committed, the most upstanding, and those who are both young and old, women and men, black and white. That is what the branch of the ANC should be doing. The ANC will work to with renewed determination, to unite all South Africans, regardless of race, class, or affiliation, around a shared vision of fundamental transformation. We need to restore the unity of purpose and sense of common destiny that was forged under the leadership of Nelson Mandela. We shall mobilize all social partners, in particular, government, labor, business, behind the economic recovery plan that South Africa needs. The urgency of this task is underlined by low levels of growth, low levels of job creation, as well as constrained public finances, ratings downgrades, and corruption, which undermine efforts to tackle poverty and inequality. It is only Maqabane, through working together in pursuit of a common objective, underpinned by mutual respect, by mutual trust, that we shall be able to turn our economy around. Kuyanyanzela ukuthi sisebenze sonke ngoba umkhulu lo msebenzi esifanele ukuthi siwenze. Akakho umuntu oyedwa ongakwazi ukuthi awufeze yedwa lo msebenzi. Ho a tlhokahala hore re sebetse mmoho, re sebetse re tshwarane matsoho, re etsetsa hore dintho tsohle tse re di lakatsang, tse lakatswang ke batho ba haeso di etsahale, hore hohle hona mo South Africa re fetse tlala, re fetse go tlhophega, re ahe mesebetsi, re etse hore batho ba haeso ba phele hantle. We are going to confront corruption and state capture in all its forms and ramifications. In addition to the establishment of this commission of inquiry into state capture, the investigation and prosecution of those who are responsible will be given a top priority. Mechanisms for the appointment of individuals to senior government positions, to state-owned entities and law enforcement agencies must be strengthened to improve the transparency, to prevent undue influence and ensure adequate vetting of candidates. We will work to restore the credibility of our public institutions, including, as I said, state-owned enterprises. As part of the work that is needed to improve access to relevant quality education, we will implement this project of ensuring that our young people, particularly at higher education, do get the education that they deserve, and we will do so on a sustainable basis. We must do this not only to promote social justice and redress, and to redress the inequities of the past, but to ensure that we produce capable graduates from our institutions of higher learning. We should implement a comprehensive approach to land reform, and this is going to be our important task this year, to improve agricultural development and accelerate the redistribution of land to all our people. The NEC will develop proposals with regard to how this resolution of expropriation of land will be implemented, taking into account all the things that are important, such as the growth of our economy, agricultural production, as well as food security. These are the central tasks that must occupy all ANC structures, that must occupy all ANC leaders, that must also be taken up by cadres of our movement, our members, during the course of 2018. As we work to implement all the resolutions of the ANC 54th National Conference, we are resolute in our commitment to make this the year in which we build our movement and turn around the economy of South Africa. Our people are filled with hope. Our people are expectant. They expect that their movement is going to take steps to implement the resolutions that were passed at our conference, and this is precisely what we are going to do this year. We will take every step and measure to implement the resolutions that were passed at the conference. The ANC honors the courage, the dedication, and selfless service of those activists who passed away during the course of the past year. We dip our banner of honor and to honor comrades such as Ahmed Kathrada, who passed away last year. Isitwalandwe, comrade Ahmed Kathrada. We also honor Major General Mkolisi, Petani. We also honor Comrade Sindiso Makaka. We also honor Umamu Ema Mashinini. We also honor Comrade Esa Musa. We also honor Comrade Lalu Isu Chiba, who died towards the end of the year. We also honor Comrade Makubela Siekwie. We also dip our flags to honor Comrade Roni Mamwepa. We also honor Comrade K. Munsami, Comrade John Ninane. We also honor Comrade John Pilani. We also honor Comrade Reverend Jakes Alberts. We also remember another stalwart of our movements here in Southern Africa, Comrade Andimba Toivo Yatoivo from Namibia, who spent many years with Comrades Nelson Mandela and others on Robben Island. We also honor a comrade who left us recently, Comrade Kiaparezi, Khositsile, amongst many others. Their contribution to the struggle of our people must continue to guide and inspire our actions. In recognition of the enormous responsibility we have to unite and to rebuild and revitalize our movement and to lead an urgent program of economic growth, of job creation, transformation, and renewal, the NEC has declared that 2018 will be 100 years of Nelson Mandela, the year of renewal, the year of unity, the year of jobs. This is what the African National Congress, NEC, has declared 2018 as the year. Throughout the year, we will be remembering Comrade Nelson Mandela. Celebrating Nelson Mandela's life is going to be taking place throughout the country. On the 11th of February, we will be in Kunu, where we will be remembering his release from prison on the 11th of February in 1990. We will also be going to lay a wreath at his grave. Kulapho ke sizawushugumisa amathambo ka Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. Sithi shuguma mathambo ka Nelson Mandela. Give us your spirit so that your spirit can strengthen us and make us strong to undertake the challenges that lie ahead. But comrades, Nelson Mandela's life is going to require a united effort of all of us. The renewal of the African National Congress, the unity of the ANC can only be achieved if we all work together in our structures. Our objective of growing our economy, of creating jobs, similarly, can only be achieved if we all work together as government, as communities, as trade unions, and as business. This is when we need to hold hands together and to sing in unison as we sing Oliver Tambo's song and we say, Oliver Tambo, ba misanda say, to hold our hand as you did in the past, because it was when Oliver Tambo was holding our hand that we were able to defeat the demon of apartheid. We defeated this demon ngoba Oliver Tambo wayebambe isandla sethu. Na namhlanje sethi Oliver Tambo bambe isandla sethu. Asibambe Oliver Tambo angasiyeki esisandla sethu ukwenza sure ukuthi sifeza ezi zinto esifanele ukuthi sizifeze, ukwenzela sure ukuthi ezi zigqibo ezithathwe ikomfa yekakongolose zifezeke. Sethi Oliver Tambo, bamba izandla zethu ukuthi siqhube siye phambili, usinike amandla, umoya wakho, your spirit must be amongst us. Nawe Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, siyakubiza sithi amathambo wakho makashukume abe lapha phakathi kwethu, umoya wakho ungene apha kuthi sisonke singabantu balapha eMzantsi Afrika. Oliver Tambo, bamba isandla sethu.
Oliver Tambo, bamba isandla sam. Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, usibambunga siyekeli. Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo,
Oliver Tambo,
Oliver Tambo,
Oliver Tambo,
Oliver Tambo, usibambunga siyeke. Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo, usibambunga siyeke. Oliver Tambo, Oliver Tambo,
Oliver Tambo,
Manja,
Amandla, Amandla. Forward with the African National Congress, forward. Forward with the African National Congress, forward. Forward to 2019 victory, forward. Forward to 2019 victory, forward. Amandla, yabulela.
Direboa. Direboa.